Whoa. We're live.
Boom.
I didn't mean to go live.
But you did.
Yeah, I pressed the button by accident. We're live. Boom.
Slap it on.
Slap it. Boom. Dave and Johnny live. I'm Dave, he's Johnny. I was just telling Johnny how excited I was about the new Yoshi game that's coming out for Nintendo Switch. And I accidentally pressed the button for us to go live. I got so excited about talking about Yoshi. You see that? It's called Yoshi Crafted World, I think.
Okay. Woolly World was alright.
I liked Woolly World. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was a little too easy to get everything, to collect everything, to beat the game. It was like very easy, but at the same time, fun the whole way through, you know? I thought Mario Odyssey was a little too hard. I was like, I never finished Mario Odyssey.
You never beat Zelda.
I never beat Zelda. Zelda's way too hard for me. I'm not that good.
Wow. These games just take time. That's it. You gotta put the time and effort into it.
Yeah, well, if I'm not, like, I don't know. There came a point in Zelda, like, beating the bad guys, like, the big monsters. Yeah. I don't enjoy that. I don't find that fun. So I got bored, and I didn't want to put in the effort for something I didn't enjoy.
Yet for Red Dead, you'll play that all the way through.
Because I enjoy every mission. It's always fun.
It's interesting.
Red Dead's more fun. Although the kind of hunting and waiting around, I don't know. I'm not big on hunting. I hunt a bit from time to time if I step into a legendary animals area, but certain aspects of Red Dead that I don't do as much as maybe I should for my character, but I don't care. It's a game.
Okay.
I play it, I have fun with it, and then I toss it aside and play a new one.
You still didn't meet the KKK yet, did you?
Or? Kind of.
Kind of. Wow.
Yeah. A little bit, yeah. But, you know, video games, there's so many of them. Why, like, I know some people, like, they have to finish every game and they obsess over it or whatever. You like that, right? Like, you like to finish the game and go through it.
Especially if I like the game. Usually I like the game. I like Zelda and Mario, so yeah, I want to finish it. I want to see what it's like.
Yeah. I like it, but sometimes I won't finish it because it's like there's a lot of effort, extra effort you have to put into getting 100% in a game that I just don't want to put into a game.
Right, but you don't need that. I mean, the experience is just playing it through. I mean, the extra stuff isn't really needed. It's just the game, pretty much the main story. That's all you got to get through.
Yeah, but in Zelda, to get through the main story, you have to, like, beat all sorts of very complicated enemies.
Fine, okay. You just build up your character.
I'm not into figuring that out. No, I'm lazy. I'm a lazy video game player, okay? I'm sorry. Just the way it is. Franco checking in on the YouTube chat asks us if we're on Twitch yet. We're not on Twitch yet. He wants to know what my PSN ID is. What's that? What does that even mean? Like, I just got a PlayStation. I got a PlayStation a couple of months ago just for Red Dead. I haven't had the need for online PlayStation, so I don't have that yet. I don't think.
No, probably not.
I haven't bought the online thing, but I'm going to because I got Fire Pro Wrestling over the holidays.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna get the online because apparently you can download like every wrestler that's ever existed if you have the online thing. So that's worth it for me. So I got a second game for my PlayStation after just buying it recently for Red Dead 2. Yeah, so, and Fire Pro is sweet.
Cool.
It's really good. It's a lot of fun.
I heard 2K19 was pretty good too.
Yeah, I don't have that. I'm not that interested. I got a 2K game for the Switch and it was terrible. So, like a WWE 2K17 or whatever,
like
so bad.
First one they had for Nintendo in years, so.
Yeah, I was excited. I was like, oh, cool. Like a WWE game I could play on the go, on the Switch. I could, you know.
But glitchy, I imagine.
Oh, very glitchy. That game did not work. Totally broken game that they sold for some reason. It's like, why? Why even put this out? It was that bad. So I'm kind of turned off. Like, I'm turned off from the WWE games because of that.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, but I think with PlayStation, Xbox, you got the correct version, a version that works. And from what I've heard, like, this is even better with the creative player.
Yeah, it's good?
Yeah.
Again, like, creative player, I get get bored with that. I just want to play. When I play video games, I want to pick it up. I want to play. I don't want to spend 2 hours like making a player. I get bored with that. I'd rather just download players online that other people spend hours and hours making. Let them do the work. I'm a lazy video game player. I'm not trying to put in the effort. I'm trying to play games. People seem to like look down on that for some reason. I think I'm right and everybody else is wrong. You're putting in too much effort playing video games. It's entertainment. You're supposed to pick it up, play around, have a little fun, and go away. I mean, if your fun is like, meticulously putting a character together, changing his face and his little, all the details that you can do. If that's what you like and that's what you enjoy because you'll enjoy the game better, after you make that player, fine, do that. But that's not for me. Like, I get bored. I don't want to put in the effort. When I say, oh, I feel like playing video games, I want to play video games. I don't want to prepare to play video games.
Well, for me, it's the story. Apparently, they have a better career mode this time around. Like, you start NXT. Actually, you start in the indies to make your way to NXT, apparently. So that seems really interesting.
That's cool. I'd go through that. Like, that's playing.
Yeah.
You're playing through a game. I'm into that. But I guess you got to create the player before you do it.
I'm not sure if
you got to, like, make a guy.
Probably.
Yeah, well, I could sloppily make a guy. Do that in, like, 20 or 30 minutes. It takes so much time to... there's so many details that you have to choose. And if you don't choose them, and your guy's super generic and boring... It's a lot of effort that they make you put into video games, They demand too much time. I don't have that kind of time. Like Franco says, I have to use my time efficiently.
Yeah, sure.
Well,
yeah, you have a son, so yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah, and we have podcasts, There's a lot of work to be done here. I can't sit around messing around. I just want to play. When I have some free time to play, I want to play. Let me play.
Well, just download someone's character. Then
Correct.
Play it like that.
Correct.
Easy.
Yeah. So that new Yoshi game looks cool. It's coming out in March. I've had it pre-ordered for like 2 years.
Well,
it was called Yoshi Switch when I pre-ordered it. Now it's like Crafted World or... I still don't know. Something.
I'm still on my Wii U, so I haven't got the Switch yet, so...
You still don't have a Switch?
I'm playing a Deus Ex for Wii U, so... It's a long game, and considering I play maybe like 10 minutes every like 2 months, it's going to take a while.
Yeah, because you're one of these guys that meticulously goes through the game.
Well, it's just that I don't put enough time and effort into it. I mean, I will take time and effort, it's going to take a while. I just don't have the time to put in right now, so...
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Well, I'm enjoying my Nintendo Switch, and so far I'm enjoying the PlayStation.
Cool.
It is called Yoshi's Crafted World. I just checked it out. So I was correct. Yeah. What else going on, Big Johnny? You see any movies? You see anything lately?
I'll be seeing Glass on Wednesday, so that'll be fun. If anyone ever saw the movie Unbreakable with Bruce Willis, this is the sequel to it. I don't know if you ever saw or heard of it. Bruce Willis, he was in this movie where he was in a train accident, but he walked away unscathed.
Okay. So he's like invincible?
Kind of, sort of. And now this is the sequel to it.
Okay. This is the sequel to that movie?
Yep.
What's it called?
Glass.
Is that the one with the like superheroes?
Kind of. I mean, he's superhero, right? Because he can survive something like that, right?
But there's like other guys. Is that the one with like Samuel L. Jackson in it?
That's right. He's Glass.
Oh, it's the M. Night Shyamalan movie, right?
Right.
Oh, okay. I've seen some stuff about that. I know what you're talking about. Finally, a movie that I'm kind of aware of.
Cool. Well, it looks like fun. It's a great way to start the year, I think, is a movie like that.
You're going to see that this week?
Yeah.
So next week you have the review.
That's right.
Oh, I look forward to that. That'll be interesting. Yeah. That movie looks not bad.
I hope. Pray. I was told The Favorite's actually really bad, though. Someone told me at the movie theaters, like, don't go see that movie.
Who said that?
Just some random guy told me. Like, I was looking at the poster for The Favorite,
and
they're like, are you going to go see that? I'm like, oh, I'm thinking about it. A friend told me about it. Like, they're like, don't go see that. It's not that good. You should see the other Queen movie. The Queen of Scots, they suggested instead.
I don't know that.
Anyways, I didn't go see anything because I'm going to go see Glass.
Well, Olivia Colman, the lady I was talking about, she won the Golden Globe.
Oh, that's nice.
For the movie.
Cool.
So, somebody likes it. Or her performance, at least, right?
Yeah, well, that's it.
I thought it was good.
You can be good, but your movie can still suck.
So you're going to take the opinion of some random dude who just goes up to you at a movie theater over me right now?
100%.
That's what he's doing. Why?
100%.
Why?
Because they went out of their way to notice that I was looking at something, I was interested, and they're like, you know what? I'm going to give them my opinion. I respect that.
That's weird.
I respect it.
You respect it? Why do you respect it? I'd be turned off by that experience. I would not be happy. I'd be like, who's this weird guy trying to tell me what movie to see? Get out of here, weird guy.
Well, I mean, I'll see them all eventually, right? I mean, you see them when they come out.
You're going to see them all eventually?
The movies, yeah.
All the movies?
More than likely.
Really?
Yeah, just not in the theaters, that's it.
I really don't see any of the movies. I haven't seen anything. I saw The Favorite and that's it. You're gonna see all the movies.
Well, I'll see The Favorite. I'll see The Queen of Scots. Just they won't be in theaters. That's it.
God, you watch a lot of movies. What'd you see this week? You seem to be watching movies constantly.
I saw the new Adam Sandler 100% Fresh. That was fantastic. Great
on
stuff.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
The Chris Farley tribute song he did, fantastic. I don't know if you remember who Chris Farley was. But
yeah, I know who Chris Farley was.
Well, tremendous. Good stuff.
Yeah, I've seen it on Netflix, and I've thought about watching it, and then I've watched something else.
I think it's one of the best Adam Sandler bits in a long time.
Yeah, I heard it was good.
Highly recommend.
Yeah, I like Adam Sandler.
Yeah, The Week Of. I like The Week Of. It was all right.
What's your favorite Adam Sandler movie?
Ooh, that's tough. I mean,
not for me.
Really?
Yeah, Zohan, 100%.
That's good.
Zohan is my favorite by far. I love the Zohan.
You know, it's tough because growing up as a kid.
And the Phantom, the guy. John Turturro and Adam Sandler are just tremendous in that.
It is very good.
Very good.
As a kid growing up.
And Michael Buffer also pretty good in that movie too.
I don't remember his part.
You don't remember Michael Buffer?
In the movie.
He was like the evil guy. He was Wallbridge, And he's like very announcery. And like during, he's like having a meeting with these guys. And then he ends the meeting by just going, Wallbridge! Like he's saying, let's get ready to rumble. It's the Let's Get Ready to Rumble guy. Bruce Buffer's brother.
Right.
Michael Buffer. He used to be on WCW.
Remember that guy? The famous Buffer.
Yeah, Michael Buffer.
Yeah.
Bruce is pretty famous too.
Yeah, but Michael.
He's a UFC guy.
Michael did all the boxing ones, though.
But people are seeing Bruce more now. Like in 2019, it's more Bruce than Michael. Like, where's Michael? You see Michael once in a while in a boxing match, rarely. Half the time it's Jimmy Lennon Jr. It's not Michael Buffer. Bruce Buffer's there every weekend.
Well, for me, because he did Nitro pretty much every week, it's Michael Buffer.
I don't know. I'd say Bruce Buffer's bigger now. Better, bigger. He does like the 360 turn. He's a UFC guy. He's been in there for all the famous UFC fights. Bruce Buffer, bigger than Michael Buffer now.
Not actual height.
All right, let's get the Dave and Johnny universe to decide. Who's bigger, Bruce Buffer or Michael Buffer?
I'm pretty sure
on the YouTube chat right now.
Michael is taller though, clearly.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about. Like, who do you prefer? Who's your favorite, Bruce Buffer or Michael Buffer? I'm Bruce Buffer all the way. UFC all the way.
Nitro. All the way Nitro.
Acme Tunes says Bruce in 2019. Boom! It's 2019 currently, so he's with me.
That's one way to look at it.
Oh, Franco says Michael, though, so...
There you go. Nitro was great.
People are split so far,
Hope we get a new kind of Nitro with AEW. They're going to be at TBS, so that's cool.
What?
That's what I hear.
What?
You don't hear the... So many rumors about AEW.
So many rumors about AEW. You want to talk about AEW on this show?
Sure, why not? We could.
Brother, we're going to talk about it on Wrestling Uncensored, too, tomorrow night on TSN 690. I got news for you. At the end of the month, there's like February. In February,
okay.
February 2nd. We're going to be on at 7 p.m. on a Saturday night.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
So not only Ringside Report at 7 p.m., but Wrestling Uncensored going in prime time in February on, I don't know how often that's going to be, but from what I understand, we're going to be on at 7 p.m. in February.
Well, a lot more rare because usually there's a hockey game on Saturday.
That's the problem, yeah.
So, but wow, that's interesting.
It is interesting.
Cool. We'll see what happens, I guess.
Maybe we'll be live.
I guess we'll have to talk about it. Behind the scenes.
An exclusive here. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Thinking. So AEW, you excited about this? You think it's a good idea? I think it's pretty cool, right? Cody Rhodes, or just Cody, as he's known now.
Right.
Chris Jericho's there. The Bucks, of course. And Cody and the Bucks seem to have like a managerial type role. I guess the ownership is the Jacksonville Jaguars guy.
Khan.
Yeah, so the Khan family that own the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I think a Premier League soccer team.
Oh, really? Wow. I didn't know that.
I think so. Or they own a soccer team. I don't know where it is. But it seems to be a very exciting new venture. It really depends on so much, though, that we don't know about. Like their TV. Look, we know that they're going to do one event in May in Vegas called Double or Nothing.
25th, no?
May 25th.
Cool.
But we don't know anything else. Like, they're signing wrestlers. Are they signing them to exclusive contracts? We talked about it on the latest episode of What's Fandom in Japan, which is available right now on our YouTube channel at WrestlingUncensored.net, RingsideReport.net. It's out. It's on iTunes. And Phantom and I were talking about it. Like, these contracts that these guys are signing, are they exclusive contracts?
From what it sounds like, if you sign with like AEW, you're not going to be in Ring of Honor, and you're not going to be in New Japan. From what it sounds like, because New Japan and Ring of Honor have their own kind of deal, so AEW, you're kind of out on your own kind of thing. I don't know if that includes Impact Wrestling or not, and I would imagine you could still wrestle on the indies as long as it doesn't conflict with the dates, because that's usually how the other feds operate as well.
So it's not exclusive, but you can't wrestle for the big companies. But I don't know if that's even true. Like, we don't know what kind of contracts these guys have, and there still could be a working relationship with New Japan. Because I know that, Kenny Omega says he's leaving New Japan. He's probably going to wind up in AEW. I think his contract with New Japan winds up at the end of the month. And Kenny Omega is a major player. New Japan doesn't want to lose him. So, there are all sorts of rumors going around right now that New Japan, I read a rumor that New Japan, they didn't want to have a working relationship with AEW because they have this talent exchange with Ring of Honor.
Right.
But that contract is going to wrap up sometime in March or April after their Madison Square Garden show.
Okay.
So, if Kenny Omega is going to AEW, they may want to work with AEW so they can still book Kenny Omega. And if you're New Japan and you're looking at the roster of Ring of Honor compared to the roster of AEW, who do you want to work with and use talent from?
Yeah, but Ring of Honor is operating right now. AEW is not really operating right now.
Yeah, but look at the contracts and the talent that they have. The Bucks, Hangman, Kenny, Cody, Jericho. Like, they have a lot of talent under contract right now that New Japan might want to use.
Right.
Who would you take from Ring of Honor? I mean, there's talent there, but I think maybe if you're New Japan, you might want to look at AEW instead.
Well, the fact that ROH has a TV deal so you can do storylines with New Japan, it just works right now. AEW, it's a great idea, and it's going to eventually become something, but right now it's just, the pipe dream.
Well, it's not a pipe dream.
It's a little bit more than that, but
yeah,
it's not really concrete right now. There's just a lot of talk.
And like Acme Tunes is saying, Ring of Honor without the Elite is going to suffer. You know, the Elite is a big reason why Ring of Honor was so hot and why New Japan was so hot. And if they're starting their own thing, All Elite Wrestling, and you're New Japan, a talent exchange is not so bad. It's not a bad move. And it's not a bad move for All Elite Wrestling, too. For them to have a working relationship with another promotion is good because they can, you know, use some of their talent, which they need. They need more than 6 or 7 guys on a roster, right?
I feel this has happened before with Ring of Honor and New Japan. You had it with the Bullet Club when you lost AJ, Finn Balor, Gallows, and Anderson. So many people have been lost before in the past. Ring of Honor lost Samoa Joe, CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, you know, but they still recovered. I mean, yes, it's a drop, and it hurts for a while, but they do build new stars.
For sure.
So I'm not too worried.
And both Ring of Honor and New Japan have that talent to build without the Elite if they have to.
Right.
For sure. I mean, you look at the talent in New Japan, they're still, you know, Naito, Tanahashi, Okada, although there are rumors that Okada's leaving too, which would be a huge blow to New Japan. But Jay White, you know, they have a lot of talent. Will Ospreay, I think, is the future of professional wrestling.
Yep.
Kota Ibushi is still there for now, although his relationship with Kenny, who knows? And Ring of Honor, too. They have tons of talent. They have PCO. They have Marty Scurll. They have Jeff Cobb. They have, you know, good wrestlers. They have a lot of guys on the roster. The Briscoes. It's a talented roster. Maybe not as talented as it was. You know, they lost SCU. They lost the Bucks. They lost Cody. You know, those are big players for them.
Hangman Page. Yeah,
Hangman Page.
They lost a lot. Yeah, there's no question. But again, this isn't the first time, and they did recover.
And we're talking about this, how it affects New Japan and Ring of Honor. What about how it affects the WWE?
Well, you can tell they're already trying to sign guys like Kenny to big contracts because they're feeling the pressure right now. They realize there's a lot more competition out there, so now they have to get all this talent to make sure they can destroy the competition all over again.
Correct. But they're struggling to do it because nobody's signing to the WWE. This is bad for the WWE. As bad as it is for Ring of Honor and New Japan, it's workable for them because AEW is willing to co-promote.
Right.
WWE is not in the business of co-promoting with anybody.
Yeah, it's true, yeah.
You're either there or you're not. And not being able to sign so much top talent right now is gonna hurt them. What's gonna be the big surprise at the Rumble? What's gonna be the big surprise at WrestleMania?
Well, it could still be Kenny Omega because it's not for sure that he's going to be with AEW.
Come on.
They put the roster out. He was not on the roster list.
Elite Wrestling. Jericho already said Kenny's going to be on. He just can't officially sign on because he's contractually obligated to New Japan until the end of this month.
Well, and Kenny did say AEW.
Did you not watch Being the Elite? Kenny lost his phone and then he found it, and it was there was a clock ticking.
Okay.
That means his contract's running out, and he's leaving.
And he said WWE or AEW. Those are his offers, and they offered him $3.5 million. He's gonna say no to that? Wow, that's a lot of money to say no to.
Yep. But think about the possibilities with AEW.
Okay.
The Jacksonville Jaguars guys, they've got millions of dollars. Or billions of dollars, right? They're billionaires.
Right, yeah.
They're going to throw money at Kenny. And he gets to be a part of something new and fresh with his friends. He gets to stay with the Elite. As opposed to going to this world where he's not in control in any way. He has to limit his wrestling style and not be his true self. Who wants to do that? I would obviously go to AEW. If I'm Kenny Omega, it's an easy choice. Unless the WWE offers me so much money that it's just crazy not to take. But they're not doing that. I mean, they're offering him, it's reasonable, but he could make the same, if not more, with AEW or anybody else.
Well, I'm just saying 3.5 million, more than likely Raw and SmackDown right away. And then you think about merch, I think he'll be more than fine WWE in terms of making money.
Sure. He probably makes more money in the WWE if they push him correctly to a AJ Styles type level.
Even if he was just like high mid-card, I think he'd be fine.
He'd be fine, but like, who wants to be fine when you can have fun and make money?
You know, as a professional, as someone who like wants to be the best in terms of wrestling, I'm sure that's kind of a big thing for him right now. To have that creative freedom, it's really important. But money, you can't just like say, "Oh, no way, screw the money." You know, that's a lot of money.
Kenny's an artist.
Right, fine. They're all artists.
It's not about the money, I don't think, with Kenny Omega.
You can't just say no to 3.5. It's like it's nothing.
Well, he's saying no.
Well,
he's turning them down. He's not gonna go to the WWE.
I say wait and see.
Bet.
$20.
That he goes to WWE? Easy.
All right, fine.
In 2019.
Oh, I didn't say that.
No. In 2019. That's not right. AEW. You don't know what AEW is gonna do. How long they're gonna last.
That was my loophole. Like,
no loophole.
Damn it.
No. You're gonna owe me $20 when he signs to AEW at the end of the month. Everybody saw that, John. That was on Dave and Johnny Live. John's gonna owe me $20. How about that? We just made a live bet, and Kenny Omega's not going to WWE. Obviously, he's going to AEW, and Johnny North is going to have to pay me $20 Canadian.
There'll always be an asterisk next to this where it's like he saw through my loophole that I had there, where I pretty much had it set.
So you're saying you're not going to pay me?
No, I'm saying I'm going to, but like I was going to win this one for sure because Kenny was definitely going to go to WWE eventually.
Not necessarily.
Oh, I think it was going to happen.
Maybe in 5-6 years. Who knows?
I wasn't going to say exactly 2019.
Look, if AEW gets a TV deal and they start making big money and they become like the top wrestling promotion, why would he go to WWE?
Well, I mean,
it's not that hard. WWE is producing a terrible product right now.
They have some of the best wrestlers on the planet.
Sure, but are they using them correctly? Just like Acme Tunes is saying right now. He says on the YouTube chat, WWE has a talent to crush all their competition, but they don't use their talent correctly.
Okay.
He's not wrong. Like, I was talking about it on What's Phantom in Japan. Cesaro could be a top wrestler in any company in the world, but he's just like, you know, in a tag team with Sheamus.
It's not bad, again.
It's not bad, but like, this guy could have been so much more. If they focused more on wrestling instead of whatever else they're trying to do, they'd be better off.
Well, WWE mainly...
Because all the other companies are focusing on wrestling, and guess what? It's working. People actually like it. WWE focuses on these terrible promos by Elias and Baron Corbin, and they wonder why we changed the channel. It's not rocket science, man. It's professional wrestling. It's not that hard to do.
Well,
and what gets me so much about WWE is they used to do it. They figured it out. They were so good. They were the best at it for years. That's what got them to this point. And they can't figure out how to do it anymore. And they completely changed the way they used to do it. They didn't used to script promos for guys. They used to say, hey man, brother, here are your talking points. Go out there and, you know, get it done. He may say, do this line, you got to get in there, or that line, but it wasn't scripted out for them like it is now. Did you see Braun Strowman on Raw this week mouthing the words to his promo that he was seeing in the prompter or whatever?
He forgot his lines.
Forgot his lines, so he's like seeing them written there for him. He's mouthing, and then he goes, Brock Lesnar, and it's like, what? Come on, man, Braun, just talk. You know, just, you forget the lines, say screw the lines. I'm just gonna cut a promo here. But you may lose your job and your spot and you're so afraid to break any rules and do anything fun that it's not fun. And that comes across on TV. It's not fun. Like, they used to know how to do it. And now with AEW, those guys know how to do it. They get wrestling. They get what wrestling fans want. And if they get a TV deal, why would you want to go to WWE? If they've got money, you know? If a WCW started today, if Ted Turner started today, which is what we may be facing here, and they were doing it correctly, who knows what would happen? We're about to find out.
It's exciting times, but I don't think WWE is bad wrestling. Did you not see, like, that match, Rey Mysterio, Mustafa Ali, Samoa Joe?
Sure.
That was fantastic
Tremendous
wrestling.
match. Tremendous match.
One of the best matches I've seen this week.
SmackDown's very good.
Like,
I say it every week. SmackDown's very good. That's their wrestling-based product, but they kind of hide it on SmackDown. You know, it's weird.
Raw's more of a talk show.
Raw is a terrible show. I don't know why they don't make Raw more like SmackDown.
Raw,
and they don't have the talent for it, really. They've put so many guys on Raw that just couldn't wrestle and entertain you. You know, they're not good.
There's just too much on Raw. And you would think that's a good thing, but it's actually a bad thing because, like, you get some good wrestling, but usually you don't because there's just too much characters instead of wrestlers.
It's too promo-based, and the promos are terrible.
Wow.
You know, the Braun promo was terrible. The Braun Brock thing is just awful. How do you expect me to get excited for a Royal Rumble match for the, Raw title when you do that? That's your promo. Like, come on, man. It's so bad. It's so bad. And they're in trouble.
Wow.
If there was an AEW show opposite Monday Night Raw, there would be some problems. They'd have to step up big time.
You say this, but the Royal Rumble is still going to be a fantastic event. The Royal Rumble, traditionally, is usually a great pay-per-view. One of the best pay-per-views of the year. And as bad as some WWE might be, there's just too much good for it to be bad.
The WWE didn't do a pay-per-view last year that was better than All In.
That's very debatable. Very debatable. TLC was fantastic, I thought.
Was it better than All In?
You know,
no, come on. No, it wasn't.
At some points it was.
No, the top to bottom. What was a better show, really?
In terms of women's wrestling, TLC destroyed All In.
In terms of women's wrestling. What about the whole show?
I think it gives it a run for its money without question. Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles, one of the best wrestling matches we saw last year.
Sure. I don't think it was better than Pentagon versus Kenny Omega from All In, though.
They're both very good. It's very hard to say on that one.
Yeah.
You know, Impact...
If AEW starts running monthly pay-per-views that are as good, or, maybe bi-monthly pay-per-views even, that are the quality of All In, I mean, if they can produce content like WWE produces, people are going to compare, and it's going to be very obvious what's better.
The thing is, All In was, All Elite Wrestling, Ring of Honor, NWA, all these feds put together into one show. Impact Wrestling even. Like, you're not going to get a pay-per-view like that again. If there's All In 2, it's not going to be like that. It's going to be different.
Yeah. There is All In 2. It's called Double or Nothing.
Okay, but it won't be the same kind of format whatsoever.
It'll be good.
It will be, but...
I can't wait.
I thought the Impact Wrestling pay-per-view, from what I saw, was pretty good. I don't know if you saw the Lucha Brothers match against LAX.
No.
That was fantastic.
When was this?
This was past Sunday.
They had a pay-per-view?
They had a pay-per-view in Nashville, Homecoming.
What was it called?
It was called Homecoming.
It was?
Yeah. It was in Nashville.
Sure.
They're at the asylum again. TNA.
And it was good?
From what I saw, I haven't seen everything. I saw the Ultimate X match. That looked fantastic.
Who are the Lucha Brothers? Is that Phoenix and...
Pentagon, yeah.
Pentagon. Yeah, well, they're two of the best in the world right now.
Yeah, they are. They're fantastic.
They're incredible. Anything they do is great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised their match was awesome. They're a reason to watch Impact Wrestling for sure.
Without question.
Rest of the show?
Oh, Sami Callihan's one of the best wrestlers going today, too, as well. Fantastic.
You think so?
I definitely think so.
He's got a great character.
Great wrestler, too.
He's good. He's good. Yeah. Acme Tunes agrees with you. He says Homecoming was good.
Again, I haven't seen everything, but it looked pretty good.
Interesting. I didn't even know what was happening.
Well, that's the problem with Impact, it's...
Impact is so buried in this whole thing, Impact could go away because of this whole AEW thing. Like, man, AEW is a threat to Ring of Honor and Impact. More than they are to WWE. WWE, I mean, they're a monster. They're going to survive through anything.
I think it just goes to show you how much wrestling talent there is in the world, that you have so many feds that are striving and have TV deals. It just goes to show you there's a lot of wrestling talent out there.
It's pretty cool.
It's great.
All right, AJ is on the chat. He's saying a bunch of nonsense. He thinks we both need haircuts, and he's going to cut our hair.
This is coming from a guy who has no hair, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
Yeah, of course, jealous.
That's right. The jealousy runs strong with AJ. And he's telling me to take it easy, because I was getting upset about the WWE. We will see AJ tonight at 7 p.m. on TSN 690 for Ringside Report Radio. I hope you're ready, AJ. What's he saying? He says he looks like Bruce Willis.
Yeah, no hair up there and down there. Yeah, that's nice. Good. Good job.
What?
There was a scene with Bruce Willis. He's naked in one movie. Like, no hair.
Are you telling me you saw Bruce Willis's penis?
I think it was The Fifth Element, if I'm not mistaken.
Huh. That's weird. I haven't seen that. That's gross.
It was an old
Bruce
movie.
Willis showed his penis in a movie?
No, I think it was his butt, I think. If I'm not mistaken.
So how do you know he's got no hair around his little Bruce?
Okay, I don't know that one, but I'm taking a guess.
Baby Bruce.
If you go almost all the way, I mean, why not, You should. That's what I think, anyways.
AJ says he feels weird now. So do I. Johnny North always brings it to a weird place, right? What are you talking about Bruce Willis's, body hair? Strange. You have a fascination with body hair. That's a common theme with you. Yeah, that's something going on with you. What's that about?
It's important, man. Especially in wrestling. Seth Rollins will never be a good guy because he has too much, chest hair. It's too much of a villain to have that. Elias is doing a good job, though. You see Elias has gotten less chest hair now? He's a bit of a good guy now. AJ, you want to be a face? Waxing. Get that waxing done.
You're saying you can't be a babyface in wrestling if you have chest hair?
It's hard to get behind you, I'm just saying. I completely believe that. The look is not that great.
Trying to come up with baby faces that have chest hair. I don't know. I can't come up with any.
Oh, in the old days.
Because I don't focus on it. I don't know, man. It's strange that you're so fascinated with it. It's just not something I pay attention to, really. Acme Tunes says Razor was over with chest hair. There you go. He was a chest hair baby face.
He played with his gimmick, though, a bit.
Hey, Chico, I have chest hair.
He was able to play with it a bit, so it kind of worked. He was definitely an exception to the rule, but he was always really heel at heart.
What do you mean play with it?
Because it was part of his gimmick that he was just slick, hairy kind of guy. But he was always the bad guy. It's just people cheered for him. So he was really a heel all the time.
I see. But you could be a heel with no chest hair. That's okay, right?
Yeah, of course.
You don't need chest hair to be a heel. You just can't have chest hair if you want to be a babyface.
Exactly, yeah. Bobby Lashley is a great example.
Franco says George the Animal Steel.
Yeah, I know. I never got behind Georgian with Steel. I mean, so hairy. Ugh. It's rough.
So even if he is booked as a babyface, you'll just refuse to get behind him because he's too hairy and you don't like that.
No. You're not a good guy. You're not likable.
What about just in everyday life?
Well, in everyday life, you don't always see that stuff, you know.
Right.
Unless you're on the beach every day.
But like, what about like say you see an actor in a movie and he's like very hairy, will you then dislike that actor?
Oh, he's got to be a villain, 100%.
He's got to be a villain in movies.
100%, or he should be anyway.
What about Robin Williams? He was a very hairy guy. You see him in movies, all hairy. He was a great babyface in movies. What are you talking about?
He's also a great villain one time.
Robin Williams, classic hairy babyface. Rest in peace. We miss you.
When he was like a murderer, I think, in one movie, he was fantastic. I think a serial killer, I think. I can't remember the name of the movie, but he was really good in it.
Somewhat. The
You've seen it, obviously.
the camera thing, the film.
Something
thing?
like that.
Something like that? Yeah. AJ's just naming actors. He goes, George Clooney, Harry, John Travolta, Grease Harry, Harry and the Henderson, hashtag Bigfoot. I don't even understand that.
I don't know.
AJ's got old-timey references because AJ is actually 68 years old. I don't know if anybody knew that, but AJ's like way older. He's 68. It's crazy.
He looks.
He looks fantastic for 68.
For 68, fantastic.
Really good. Congratulations, AJ.
It's almost like Vince age, almost.
Harry and the Hendersons is some sort of Bigfoot movie. I don't know why AJ's talking about Bigfoot. Maybe Bigfoot, he's hairy, and Bigfoot's a heel, right? So Johnny's theory works, I guess.
It always works. When I say it.
Okay. We gotta get to 90 Day Fiance.
Yeah, we should. Because it was the big tell-all this week, right?
Yeah. Also, by the way, we've been doing this show for like a while.
It's 20 episodes now?
Oh yeah, this is episode 20. But I'm saying, like, we've been on for a while. Where's Wally and Antoinette? Where are they at? They always check in.
Wally's
I don't see them right now.
Got to get ready because he has to stay up until midnight to listen to you guys.
Oh, I see.
So I'm sure that throws him off a bit.
All right. I was just wondering. All right, 90 Day Fiance. 90 Day Fiance. The Tell-All, Part 1, aired this week. It is a 3-hour tell-all, and we saw Part 1 this week. Part 2 will air, I guess, this coming Sunday, right?
Right.
And it'll only be 1 hour? Because they said it was a 3-hour tell-all, and they just aired 2 hours, so what's the deal?
I don't know.
¿Qué pasa? I don't know. We'll find out this Sunday. But, wow. What did you think of the tell-all, Johnny? Usually, I mean, this is the big moment of the season. We wait for this. All the couples in one room together, get in the tough questions asked to them. They get to see all the rough moments from the season, and you have to react to it right after seeing it on video for the first time.
Right. Well, it really seemed like it was just building up to Larissa and Colt showing up because they took forever to show up. And by the time they showed up, just utter chaos broke out. And then the show ended. So it's like, man, 2 hours for that. And then really you just have to wait for the next hour because that's the most important part of it all. But you have to wait until next week. So it was kind of frustrating actually watching that.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of 90 Day Fiance. That's how they do it. They're like, okay, coming up, this crazy stuff's going to happen. And you wait for the crazy stuff and it only happens at the end of the episode. And then you only get a piece of it, and then it's like, okay, next week it's really going to get crazy. Right. And it doesn't really get all that crazy. It might get crazy. Well, I don't think anything really happens other than people walking off the set. Nobody seems to get into any kind of physical altercation or anything.
I feel Larissa had some good lines when she was backstage, talking about her enemies, talking about how, like, Fernanda's, like, fake everywhere.
Yeah, that was good. Because, like, all the couples were there except for Colt and Larissa. And you find out when they get there that Fernanda and Larissa have, like, beef on Instagram. They've been going back and forth, and they don't like each other.
She got arrested, Larissa.
Yeah, Larissa got arrested, and then she kind of posed a picture of herself saying, oh, I'm okay, it's all good. And then Fernanda's like, oh, you shouldn't joke about it. People were worried about you. But it's like, well, why is Fernanda commenting on her thing? You know, why is Fernanda getting involved? And the whole time, Fernanda, like, Larissa and Colt are late to show up. And Fernanda's just, like, mentioning Larissa and taking shots at Larissa any chance that she can get. You can tell, like, she's trying to get into it. And she's like, oh, I always stick to myself. I'm not trying to get into anybody's problems. But she is. Like, she's trying to
stir the pot,
bait Larissa and try to get into more beef. She's just looking for a confrontation there. And she kind of gets it eventually. So they show all the difficult times for the couples. Ashley and Jay are there together. Now, Jay had cheated on Ashley, gone on Tinder, tried to meet multiple women as soon as they got married. And they're trying to work it out, but it's obviously not working.
Well, they never really got married, so...
Well, whatever. And Fernanda and Jonathan, they've got lots of opinions on Jay and Ashley. Like, they're just always talking. They seem to have lots of opinions. And Steven is still being horrible, and the cast is all shocked. Asuelu can't believe how horrible Steven is. He's, like, disgusted, which is funny.
Yeah, but he wants to make it work, though.
With Olga, yeah. They seem to try and make it work, and it seems like it's going all right.
I mean, you have to. You have a kid.
Yeah, well, that's it. But yeah, at one point, Steven's like, or Asuelu's like, why are you saying that she should thank you all the time? Like, you know, it's what you should do. And he's like, it's called respect. Like, he got all mad. And Asuelu's like, what? What the hell? You know? He couldn't believe this guy. Just a strange guy, that Steven. He's got some issues. Lita, I was shocked with Lita. Did you see that?
Or crying?
Yeah, she starts crying. Like, they show Lita and all the terrible things she did on the show. And she actually showed some remorse. She's like, oh, I was a selfish bitch. And she seems to regret a lot of her actions. She seems to still have heat with the daughter there, one of Eric's daughters, but nonetheless, she was more remorseful than I expected.
And John also posted, not John, but
Eric?
Eric posted something like on the internet, like defending her as well. Because I guess like she's gotten tons of backlash.
Well, she comes off pretty terrible on the show, and I guess she feels bad and is apologetic for it, which is very rare on 90 Day Fiancé. Usually, the terrible things they do on the show are just, you know, reinforced on the tell-all. But on this tell-all, Lita, shockingly, was kind of like, yeah, I was terrible, and I feel bad about it, which, good for her.
Well, the fact that Eric let it slide, like that's the most shocking part, in my opinion. Like, he pretty much walked away, but then he came back to it again. I'm very surprised by that. I don't know why, like, he actually believes that she loves him, because I don't believe that.
You don't believe it?
Well, she loves the green card, I think. That's about it.
I don't know. I feel like she does like him.
I don't see, like, you see a lot of them, they're all close, mostly, kind of, sort of, or they try to be. They're not really trying that much. I mean, she showed a little bit of remorse, but everyone can fake crying. Like, I don't believe it.
Everyone can fake crying?
If you really try hard enough, you can do it. You can do it, David. I believe in you.
I don't think I could.
Yeah,
I couldn't cry on command. Everyone can fake crying, eh? Cry.
Not
Cry.
right now.
Cry.
Not right now.
Cry.
No.
You're not crying
I'm not
real.
crying.
You're just pretending. That's not even... I'm not
I didn't say I'm
believing
good at it.
You said everyone can fake...
Everyone can fake crying.
She had tears.
Fine, okay.
You can't produce tears on command.
Yeah, it is hard.
You can't do it.
I didn't say I was good
You
at it.
just said everyone can fake cry.
Everyone can do it, yeah.
And now you're like, well, no, it's hard. I can't do it.
It is hard.
Well, you said everyone can do
Everyone
it.
can fake it. I'm just saying you can't be good at it.
So you're saying she's just good at fake crying.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, like, fantastic.
You're a weirdo. So you don't believe anybody's real emotions. So if somebody's crying and you just don't want to believe that they're actually crying, you're like, oh, she's faking it. Fake crying.
I just find
You're
it
a
hard
terrible
to believe.
man.
No, I'm not.
You're a bad person.
I find it hard to believe she did a complete 180 on this. I don't see it. But, you know, you like to believe in people's goodwill for some reason. Sucker.
You're terrible, John. You're a bad man. Wow. But people are agreeing with you. Acme Tunes says he's not buying Lita.
Thank you.
And Danny Brooke, AJ says Johnny's got a point.
Yeah, but he doesn't really know what he's talking about.
No, AJ doesn't know anything, so whatever.
It's just to oppose you, really. Like.
Yeah, AJ, why are you just going against me? You don't even watch the show. What are you talking about? You don't know what you're talking about with this show. AJ, can you fake cry? I'm going to make you fake cry in the air tonight. See if you can do it. Johnny couldn't do it. I can't just burst into tears. Although sometimes I feel like I might.
I don't know. You had a kid. Like, when you have a kid, I think you could pull it off. You get more emotional, man. You always get more emotional now, I find.
You're emotional.
See?
Fuck you, John.
Whoa, like, unbelievable. Your dad has to bleep that out now for the 90-day special with you girls.
All right, so John doesn't believe Lita's tears, and neither does the Dave and Johnny Live universe. People are wondering if Jay and Ashley are still together. I don't know. I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. They didn't really get married, so why does she have to be with him? I'm sure she kicked him out right away.
Colt and Larissa finally showed up. Larissa lost her luggage, so the staff had to go to a store to buy Larissa a new dress. She finally decides on a dress because she wants to look sexier than Fernanda. That's her goal.
Kim Kardashian, like.
Yeah, she wants like Kim Kardashian style. And it's just a mess. It's just a mess. And now there's a deal that just happened, right? They're on TMZ. They both have injuries from some sort of fight that they got into.
Scratches, blood everywhere on their face.
Yeah, like Larissa has some cuts on her face. Colt has some cuts on his face. There are pictures on Instagram. And apparently Larissa got arrested again. You gotta imagine she's gonna be deported back to Brazil at some point soon. She's not gonna last long in the United States if she continues to get arrested with her citizenship, you know, not really there. She doesn't even have a green card, you know? It's like...
I'd wonder about the show 90 Days. Like, when they get in trouble, I mean, you created these relationships in a sense. You're kind of responsible for this happening in a sense.
Well, what do you mean?
They kind of set this up and they push them in these kind of situations. They kind of make them kind of hostile situations at times.
The show?
Yeah.
It's not their fault that Lita and Larissa and Colt get into fights. This is off the show. They're not even on the show.
You know, there was issues during the show.
Apparently, Larissa said, and Antoinette is saying that Colt bought porn, and Larissa found out about it. Apparently, he bought porn for $60, spending $60 on pornography, and Larissa got mad because he can't afford air conditioning, that they live in Vegas, which is like cruel and unusual punishment to live without air conditioning in the hot desert. It's bizarre.
That's rough. Wow. I guess the internet's not that good, I guess. You gotta go out and buy it, I guess.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with Colt and Larissa, but I don't think they're gonna last. Antoinette's saying that Jay and Ashley apparently are still together. Jay posted something on social media.
That's crazy. Nuts. But I guess, like, you know, when you're desperate, why not?
I think, who's desperate? Both of them, right?
Well, yeah. Ashley needs somebody. She doesn't have anybody.
Sad.
And Jay needs to be in the States, right?
Yeah.
To keep that Tinder going.
I wonder if he is. He probably is. Jonathan starts crying, because this guy cries all the time. Crying about his mommy. Little Jonathan. Crying like a bitch once again.
Man, it's sad for him. Like,
I don't care about him.
He's even with her anymore.
No,
like,
it's his fault. It's his problem.
It's sad, man.
Yeah, well, he should call his mom.
He probably did.
No, he didn't. He doesn't call his mom. He leaves town and he doesn't keep in touch, and then he wonders why his mom's like upset.
Well, I'm sure like he talked to a lot of people after.
What do you know about it? When's the last time you called your mom?
Actually, it was like 2 days ago.
Oh,
so
okay. After our little talk, you finally called your mother.
Sometimes it happens, sometimes I don't.
I'm shooting on Dave and Johnny Live now.
I'm shooting a little bit. Sometimes I forget. I'm sorry. I'm human.
Yeah, well, 2 days ago. And when was the last time before that?
It's probably about 2 weeks before that. It's not that bad. I'm sorry you do it every day. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, maybe not every day, Today, very busy on Fridays. I may not talk to my mom. But I might. I usually call my mom every couple of days at least, if not every day. See how she's doing. Can I do anything? You gotta, come on. It's called being a good son.
Sometimes distance is good too.
No, that's not true. Not with your parents. You gotta take care of your parents. You gotta respect your parents, especially as they get older.
Hey,
AJ knows what I'm talking about.
Sometimes silence is respect.
Sometimes silence is respect?
Yeah.
So you just think you're better off leaving them alone because they don't want to hear from you?
Hey, doesn't cause any problems, right?
Why are you causing problems for them?
You can't because you don't talk. So there you go. There's no problems.
Disappointed in you, Johnny.
I'm sure me and John are on the same.
You and Jonathan, yeah. That's why you relate to Jonathan, and I'm trying to expose that to the universe so that we understand where you're coming from here. That's your point of view, and it's, not mine. I disagree.
That's fine.
That's right. Take care of your mother, all right? She birthed you. Show some respect. And then Colt and Larissa show up, and then all hell breaks loose.
Well, people walk off, people are angry, and start swearing a lot. And that's it, right?
Yeah. And then everybody walks off. And that was the end of the show. I guess there'll be more fights next week.
Well, they'll try to get together, whatever, and there'll be more fighting. Just chaos.
It's fun. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Well, I think...
It wasn't maybe the best tell-all special. I think we've had better ones in the past.
When there's fighting, yes.
Yeah. They've got more kind of confrontational. Georgian and Fisa at those tell-all specials were the best. I don't think there's been a better tell-all couple than Georgian and Fisa. Classic moments. George always got up in people's faces. That was always good. And Fisa and Pow, their beef was very good. And Fisa versus Pow, way better than Larissa versus Fernanda. Way better beef.
Yeah, because of them, there's just talk. With them, it was physical.
It got crazy.
Yeah, it was nuts. And I also feel like Fernanda can, kind of say what she wants because she knows, if it got physical, John could easily take, Colt. There's no problem about that. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I think Jonathan easily takes Colt.
So that's why.
But I think Asuelu clears the room. I think Asuelu takes them all.
I don't know. He gets too emotional sometimes.
Bro, he's Samoan.
Yeah, but he gets...
You see the size of him, too?
He is big, but...
Oh, no. Asuelu's smashing everybody. Are you kidding me? 90 Day Fiancé fights. Who's winning? Definitely Asuelu. Asuelu is king of the ring on 90 Day Fiancé. No one's messing with him.
No, I gotta go with John on this one.
Oh, man. You love Jonathan. You got a man crush on him. What is he? Shave his body? You like that? You sick bastard?
No, he's got a great name. That's the main thing.
I like Asuelu. I think that's a cool name. I'm Team Asuelu all day. I think Asuelu beats them all up.
Too emotional, man.
Acme Tunes is with me. Asuelu. Asuelu all day. Every day. All right, so 90 Day Fiancé, we'll get to the final episode next week, and I guess there'll be a new couples at some point. What's the new 90 Day Fiancé? This season's ending? Oh, what's next here? What are we going to do?
Oh, we just go on hiatus for a long period of time.
Well, you know what we should watch instead? You know what's coming back this Sunday? You know what's coming back?
What?
Total Bellas!
Well, Nikki Bella's new boyfriend, the Dancing with the Stars guy, which I told you about, which you said wasn't true, but it is true.
I didn't say it wasn't true. I just said I didn't believe it.
Okay. Well, I looked at the guy. I'm like, yeah, I can't believe it either. But yeah, it's true.
You go from John Cena to a dancer.
It's crazy, but why not? You know, they got a connection, man.
It's not very brotherly.
Hey, whatever works, man.
Well, I want to watch Total Bellas because, you know, Daniel Bryan's on that show. Daniel Bryan's the best. AJ's talking so much trash on the YouTube thing right now. I think we're going to wrap up this show, but we'll dedicate the final few minutes to AJ and all his nonsense. He's like, I don't know. He says, I love you, mommy, with an English accent. Say it, Dave, with an accent from England. What does that even mean?
I don't know.
It's just bizarre stuff that he says, you know? That distracted me before. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about, AJ? AJ says you can have one mom but many fathers. What? And then Antoinette's like, you can also have many moms. You can have stepmothers. You could also have lesbian mothers, 2 moms. You know, that can happen too.
It's a thing.
It's just a strange conversation that's going on in our YouTube chat that was distracting me as we were talking about 90 Day Fiance. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And then AJ just says, The Office. He just writes The Office. And then he writes, Arrested Development. And then he writes, hey man, best shows ever. And it's just like, why is he naming shows? Why is he just naming random shows out of nowhere for no reason? It's just very strange the way AJ communicates sometimes.
I think it just, a thought comes in his head and he's like, oh, I wonder what the best show is. I'll write it down.
You know what's really weird is that, I've talked about it before, Fred, AJ, and I, for Ringside Report Radio, we have a little chat that we have, a group chat, and AJ was like writing... he just sent us like pictures of Michael Scott from The Office.
Okay.
And then he was like, The Office is the best show, ha 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 ha. I'm like, well, why are you telling us about The Office? Like, hold on. There we go. Why are you telling us about The Office, AJ? The show, you know...
Been off for a while now.
Yeah, I mean, it ended a long time ago. Yeah, it was a pretty good show for a few years, you know. It kind of dipped there after a while. But why is AJ on this kick of like he must be watching The Office? Oh, he just started watching it.
Oh, there you go.
When did that show end?
I feel like it's been like 4 years at least, more?
I don't know. I could find out. Hey Google, when did the American Office end? The final episode of The Office was on May 16th, 2013. May 16th, 2013. Thanks, Google. That was efficient.
Somewhat close.
May 16th, 2013 was the last episode of The Office. And AJ is starting to watch it in January 2019. Where have you been, AJ? This is how 68-year-olds watch TV. AJ is 68 years old.
Well, you're going to miss out on a lot of good stuff. There's a new Punisher coming out. That's going to be fantastic. You're going to miss that because you're way behind.
I've been watching Tales from the Tour Bus, the Mike Judge show.
Okay.
It's very good. I was watching the 2nd season because it was on Funk People. It's a cartoon. Mike Judge, of course, he did Beavis and Butthead and King of the Hill. And it's a cartoon about different musicians, and they feature a different musician every week. And the first season was about country guys, and I don't listen to country music. I didn't know who any of them were, so I didn't watch it. But I watched the 2nd season because it was about funk music. So Rick James had a couple episodes, James Brown, Parliament Funkadelic, Bootsy Collins, George Clinton, those guys, right?
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Kind of. You know who James Brown is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's fantastic. It's really funny, and it's kind of like a biography of the singers and stuff, so it's very interesting. And then I started watching the country music one because I was like, oh, what the hell? I like the show. And now I'm listening to the country music guys from the show, like George Jones and Waylon Jennings. I don't even like country music, but I guess I do now. It's a good show.
Cool. I still gotta check out that Wally show. You on Netflix.
I've also been watching Surviving R. Kelly. Oh, and Roy just asked me about it. That's interesting. Yeah, I've seen the first 3 episodes. R. Kelly is a horrible man. The guy is a... well, I don't know what I could say legally because he hasn't been convicted of anything. But he seems like a pedophile. That's what it seems like to me. It seems like R. Kelly is a monster and pedophile. That's what this documentary is... it looks like it's saying. And, yeah, I believe it. I definitely believe it. Wow, it is horrible. R. Kelly has been doing horrible, horrible things to many, many women for many, many years. And it's just been allowed to happen. And I hope that he gets arrested and goes to jail for a long time. Because that seems to be what he deserves.
You say this.
Pretty awful.
Yet you still love his music, though.
I mean, he's put out some pretty awesome music. But I don't really care to listen to it. I'd feel weird putting on an R. Kelly song right now.
And yet you've done it before in the past for Ringside Report.
Maybe. But, you know, it was always rumors about R. Kelly. We didn't really know what was true, what wasn't.
Okay.
I mean, you kind of suspected that it was true, but after seeing this, it's like, oh, man. You see the pain that he's caused. And it's too much. I don't think I could listen to R. Kelly anymore. For real. After seeing this, I think it's over for him. It's over.
Well, that sounds very sad and tragic.
Yeah, it was really sad. I'm going to keep watching it, though. It's fascinating. I'm like halfway through the 6-episode deal. Whoa, Roy says that the R. Kelly music streaming has doubled since it came out. That's crazy. What the hell? People are listening to the music more now.
Makes sense.
That the documentary's out. I guess because he's in the news, people are trying to hear the music, but like, I don't know. I mean, if you listen to a lot of R. Kelly's music, you hear the lyrics and you're like, oh man. It takes on a whole new dimension now. Because he's talking about, you know, sexually explicit things. Mm-hmm. And you realize, oh, he's not just singing about this stuff. He's serious. It is disturbing.
Yeah, it sounds a little twisted. Sick, even.
Oh, man. AJ is just saying nonsense.
Well, that's not...
AJ wants to do something controversial. I don't think an R. Kelly, something in the vein of R. Kelly is where we want to go, AJ.
Nope.
He doesn't want to talk about John Jones. We will talk about John Jones because John Jones passed his drug tests.
Congrats. It's good to know. Cool. Good news.
And he's going to be fighting in March.
Against?
Anthony Smith.
Wow. Okay. Not what I was expecting. But...
Do you know who that is?
No.
Exactly. So we're going to talk about that. AJ still doesn't believe that John Jones is clean, and he's adamant about it. So we will set AJ straight tonight. 7 p.m. What time are we on? 7 p.m. tonight on TSN 690.
You're not belting out Melnick anytime soon. You're on after Melnick.
Yeah, well, not yet.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, if we want to, we can step in there anytime we want. What's he going to do to AJ? World champion.
I'm looking forward just to hearing the carryover. Like when you guys do the switchover. Like if you guys.
No, I think his last hour is taped.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, there's no switchover. There's a nice buffer there so he doesn't have to see us. Okay. Which is probably good.
Well, it was good when you guys had Elias in studio, right? You guys were able to kind of relax and get everything together, so that was cool.
That's right. Elias Theodora was on the show last week. Go download it. AJ, I will see you tonight. Everybody else, I'll talk to you tonight on Ringside Report Radio, 7 p.m. Fred will be there.
Marco? Yes? No?
Muscles Marco? I don't know. AJ, is Muscles Marco going to be there?
You're not as fast as Google here, AJ.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know if Muscles Marco was there. And Antoinette says, Elias, sweet guy and easy on the eyes. Everybody loves Elias. Handsome guy. Handsome guy that can kick your ass. Nothing more annoying than that, right?
Well, I like that he liked wrestling, so that was cool.
Yeah, that's right. He likes pro wrestling. Good guy. I liked Elias. He was cool.
Better Elias than the other Elias, that's for sure.
Likes to smoke weed, too, so he's interesting. Interesting character. I liked him.
Well, that's nice. That's okay.
There you go, brother.
Go Conservatives.
Yeah, because they would probably make it... I mean, they'd keep it legal, but they'd let all businesses run it and not just the government, which is probably a good idea. That's what Doug Ford's doing, so if that's what you're saying, I'm with you. But well, I don't think that's what you're saying.
No, I wanted the old Harper thing when we outlawed.
Yeah, that's not going to happen anymore. It's too late, brother. The floodgates are open. Weed is legal, and it's here to stay.
Sad.
This